Peace, beautiful beings. Welcome back to another video. En la Chateau, Earth Mama. Today is finally a what I eat in a freaking day video. I don't even remember the last time I created one of these. And to be honest with you, it has been intentional. It's not that I've accidentally not made any what I eat in a day videos. I've been going through a food journey for the past 8 months to a year that has been very drastic and all over the place, to where I didn't want to keep telling you all what I ate because I don't want you all, or I didn't want you all to model your diets off of mine, thinking that this is like the healthiest diet because I'm a nutritionist. It was just making me nervous to talk about my food, basically, because I was doing the raw vegan thing, and I was strictly raw vegan and was in the beginning looking down on anyone who wasn't raw vegan. And then the raw vegan stuff didn't work for me after, like, I don't even know how long I was doing it, maybe like 6-7 months, something like that. Then I was going to intermittent fasting. I tried the almond raw protocol a little bit, where we were fasting most of the day and eating a small window in the day. And then I went back to cooked foods, and I think relapsing into cooked foods caused me to eat a lot of vegan junk foods that caused my skin to break out. And then as we continued to live with my mom here in Georgia after van life, the vegan junk food was really out of control. That's when I did the sugar detox that some of you probably remember, because I was just eating all the stuff that we couldn't have in the van, like Ben & Jerry's ice cream and just junk that wasn't good for me, but I was excited to have it because we were in a stationary location again with a fridge and freezer. And now I am finally coming back to balance. I am now eating what I think for my body is a balanced plant-based diet. Even though I have learned a lot of contradicting information about food, just because I have professional training in holistic nutrition does not mean that I am a genius when it comes to food. I read lots of books, I watch a lot of lectures from doctors and physicians and naturopath doctors, and I learned that one food group that I'm really loving is really good for me, and then the next day I'll read a book that says it's terrible for me. And so food has just been something I've been avoiding to talk about lately. But yeah, we're back with another what I eat in a day video today. I am finally ready to show you all what a balanced plant-based day looks like for me. And of course, watch this video with a grain of salt and make sure you do your own research for what works for your body, because this is just what makes me feel good. This is what's been helping me clear up those crazy pimples I was showing you all in some of our older videos. This is just what's making me happy. So without further ado, let us get into what I eat today. All right, before we continue, let me tell you all that today's video is sponsored by my favorites, Four Sigmatic. Four Sigmatic makes tons of delicious wellness products that are based on medicinal mushrooms. So like in this mix that I'm about to have, my favorite mix that I have in the mornings, it's the hot cacao mix with Cordyceps. And Cordyceps is a type of mushroom that has many benefits that I'll put right here, but also it's great for just revving yourself up and getting ready for the day. So if I'm not gonna start work immediately, then I will have my Cordyceps so that I can go and get started with my day, like exercise, meditation, whatever. It sort of just revs you up for my day. And then I'll have the Four Sigmatic Lion's Mane before I sit down and do my work. I've told you guys about that a million times. Lion's Mane is my #1 go-to. But thank you, Four Sigmatic, for sponsoring this video. And I have a 15% off link in the description below. So after this video is done, you can use that link to browse the site and get some money off. So I want to sit down and have a little food chat with you all over my morning cacao, because I know I'll probably get a lot of questions about the evolution of my diet since I've been plant-based. And I told you that I went from raw vegan to intermittent fasting and the almond raw protocol. And I just want to speak on that for a little bit, because intermittent fasting has become extremely popular over the last year or 2 years, along with like the keto diet. And I mean, I guess any diet that is advertised to help with weight loss in a fast manner, in a rapid rate, is going to become popular very fast. So intermittent fasting, the main reason why I started to do intermittent fasting was for weight loss. I've never wanted to be thin or anything. I just wanted to get a little toned, you know, make this soft belly a little bit more firm and stuff like that. Nothing out of self-hatred, all out of self-love. I noticed while doing intermittent fasting that it was sort of backfiring on me. And there's something I want you all to know about intermittent fasting is that while it can help you lose weight or combat your food cravings or whatever that may be, it can backfire very easily because everyone is different and some people's bodies will not work well with intermittent fasting. The things that were happening with me is I noticed that my stress levels went through the roof when intermittent fasting began. I would wake up around 8 or 9 and by 11 o'clock I was ready for something to eat, but I wasn't allowing myself to eat anything until my intermittent fasting window opened up, which would be around 12 o'clock or 1. When the body now starts to go into this sort of starvation mode, we're not only causing your cortisol levels to rise and that stress level to rise, but that cortisol hormone is going to cause you to gain weight. So this is why some people that start to do intermittent fasting, especially if they're not doing it the balanced way with enough supplements, nutritionally dense foods, they will gain weight instead because now your body is just going to save everything that it got from the food during the eating window to help ration out for your system throughout the day. It does sometimes cause that starvation effect in the body, and I felt like it was doing that for me, especially with stress. I knew my cortisol levels were higher. I just was not dealing with my anxiety well. My anxiety went through the roof when I was trying to do intermittent fasting successfully. Now this might be because we were living in the van and the van life is very different and you're doing so much traveling and so much adapting to your surroundings that the intermittent fasting might not be the best type of diet to do for that lifestyle. I will say that that could be a big reason, but it just didn't feel good in my body to have to wait for certain times to eat when sometimes that's not what my body asked for. Since getting off of intermittent fasting, I have read a lot of supporting information and researched information that was given by a lot of doctors that are actually against intermittent fasting. So if you're interested in any of that stuff, I don't want to go on a big spiel about it, but I will put some things below for you to read further about it or learn some of those things. I was like, yeah, I guess it just didn't work for my body. Some people, it works great, and that's wonderful. So now when I get up in the morning, if it's 9 a.m. and I'm ready to eat breakfast, I will start making breakfast at 9 a.m. and I will feel just fine and my day will be great. But if I go all the way until 1 o'clock and then I want to eat something, then I'll eat then. It's been really liberating and it feels good to listen to my body and stop trying to do these protocols and things that are going against my natural intuition or my natural instinct. So it's around 10 o'clock. I'm gonna have this little cacao drink. Then I will get started on breakfast because I'm already feeling my appetite start to wake up. Okay, so I made a big delicious breakfast because this is what my version of a healthy breakfast looks like for me right now. We have some sauteed spinach, some scrambled firm tofu with onions, boiled sweet potatoes that I added some Violai feta cheese to. This is one of my go-to meals. I always have to include something green. And actually I haven't had tofu in months. This is just me having some today because we had it in the fridge for friends that came to visit this weekend. Y'all, I love food. I love food so much. I look back at my older videos when I was eating raw vegan and I was eating like barely anything, like a smoothie in the morning, a salad at lunch, and another salad for dinner. Or like whatever raw creation I could think of, which was usually like a wrap or something. I was really happy during that time because I felt I was really doing what I needed to do for my body, but the happiness is amplified eating cooked foods. I just love cooked foods. There is a lot of evidence that shows that raw diets are really healing and really transformative and people's bodies work on them, but I'm just so much happier eating foods that I like. Excuse me. I know a lot of you are gonna ask about the tofu because every time I eat tofu, I get a million messages of people asking what my opinion is on tofu, on soy in general. This is the first time I'm having tofu scramble in months. I quit having soy because I was thinking that it was contributing to the acne I was getting. I've always been on the fence with tofu. I'll read books about it and I'll find evidence that supports it being great for the human body. And then I'll go watch a doctor's lecture and they'll fully convince me that soy is evil for the human body. So because I'm not an experimental researcher or scientist or whatever that may be, if you come across a tofu dish that you wanna have, Validia, it's okay, you can eat it. But I don't really buy soy for the house, and we don't really cook tofu anymore, and that's fine too. But we did have tofu in the house because we had a visitor this weekend. My friend Brittany came to see us and check out the new house and just hang out with us because we haven't seen her in a while. So we got a couple packs of tofu just to have options for her when she was here. But I am going to eat the rest of this because we are not in the game of wasting food. Another thing that made me finally get the courage to make what I eat in a day videos again is the fact that I got my microbiome tested, and it is so cool. I have been waiting to do this for forever, and I finally pulled the plug. So let me explain it to you really quickly. Just the same way that every single human being has a fingerprint, and my fingerprint does not look like anybody else's fingerprint, everybody has a different one, that is the same as your microbiome. In your gut, you have 40 trillion, approximately, microorganisms that live in there that are different than any other human being on this planet. Nobody has the same exact microbiome. This is actually why I have lightened up on the whole go vegan thing. And it's not from the ethical standpoint, because from the ethical standpoint, 100% go vegan. But from the health standpoint, I'm now starting to rethink veganism. And I know a lot of you are gonna get really upset at me right now, but that's just what it is, because this is just my opinion. I 100% think that veganism is the best way to go if you care in your heart, and I hope you do, about animals and their well-being and anything, you know, if you love animals, period. But if you don't give a crap about the animals and you just wanna do veganism for health reasons only, you should look into getting your microbiome tested, because some people's microbiome actually does work well with animal foods. They thrive off of them, and you can actually live a healthy, well-balanced life while eating animal foods. I already know saying this, I'm gonna get a lot of haters, but being a nutritionist, I have to be able to talk about these things, even though I personally am plant-based. I have even opened up my practice to be inclusive, because when I first started doing my one-on-one counseling sessions, I was only counseling people who wanted to be vegan. You had to be vegan, or you have to be wanting to transition to veganism for me to even work with you. But now I will work with people who do want to continue to eat fish or eggs or beef or whatever that may be. We'll just talk about the better options of these animal foods. So I ordered a microbiome gut test a few months ago to find out what my microbiome was looking like. How's my inflammatory activity doing? You know, am I really inflamed? Do I have leaky gut? Do I have a candida, yeast overgrowth, you know, from having too many sugar or carbs, things like that? What are my straight foods that my microbiome really likes? What are the foods that my microbiome doesn't like? What are foods that are sort of in the middle? Should I be taking probiotics, prebiotics, any sort of supplements that would go well with me? All that stuff. And I found a company called Viome, V-I-O-M-E, that does just that. They will ship you your thing. Also, this is not an ad, by the way. This is totally not an ad. They did not give me any money to say this right now. I'm just telling you all about something that really worked for me. It's one of the most affordable microbiome tests I've ever had, because I've seen some that are from my naturopath doctor's office that are like $250 to $300, but this one is way cheaper. And it came in, it asked for a little stool sample, you send it back in, and then within 2 to 4 weeks, everything pops up on the little Viome app on my phone. And it was so cool to see what's going on down there. So I did end up having some inflammation, and that was, like I told you all, from all the vegan junk food that I'd been eating months before that caused a lot of this acne and stress. And I was just kind of out of balance when I was living with my mom a few months ago. It told me that I should be taking probiotics and eating more fermented foods. And then it gave me a list of these foods that are not foods in my best interest. Foods like bell peppers. Bell peppers cause a complete inflammatory response. There's a certain bacteria in my stomach that does not like bell peppers. And when I eat them, it causes a complete adverse reaction. So that was interesting. Another one was coffee. I already knew coffee was gonna be on that list, because y'all, I've told you about coffee many times. I love the flavor of coffee. I just love it so much. But every time I give in to the flavor, I regret it after I start to feel the effects of what the coffee does to me. I feel so out of balance, feel really shaken and nervous and anxious, and I just never feel good when I drink a cup of coffee, unfortunately, these days. Years ago, I used to drink tons of coffee in college, whatever, I was fine, but now it doesn't feel good. And I found out that there is a bacteria in my stomach that really does not like coffee beans. I'm checking it here, and it says the analysis of your data indicates that the catechol in coffee be unfavorable to your microbiome and your gut integrity function. So whatever catechols are, my stomach does not like them. A few other ones were brown rice, which was very, very surprising to me. But when I look back, I guess I have been feeling more bloated when I have brown rice, and I always opted for brown rice. But since then, I've been having white rice, and I don't feel bloated when I eat white rice. So that's really cool. Yeah, just a few other things like plums, lobster, didn't have to worry about that one, chestnuts, things that my body did not like. And then I had my strength foods, which were things like sweet potato that I've been eating every day now, artichoke, black beans, which we'll be having for dinner, bone broth, I don't have to worry about that one, Brussels sprouts, cabbage, cilantro, endive, flax seeds, garlic, I love garlic, ghee, don't have to worry about that one, herring, don't have to worry about that, Jerusalem artichoke, kale, leek, mustard seed. But yeah, long story short, y'all, I did the microbiome test, and that has given me so much insight and enlightenment to what I should be feeding myself, and I feel like now I can finally just eat foods and know that it's okay to eat them. These things on this plate are all on my good list. I am eating them and I am feeling great. And that's what I've been doing for the past several weeks, ever since I got my biome results back, and I felt confident. So that even if I do read something in a book that's saying sweet potatoes are not good for you and you shouldn't eat them, I'm like, well, my microbiome likes sweet potatoes, so I'm gonna continue to eat them. I don't care what you say. I will put a link below for Viome if y'all wanna try it out. I recommend it. It's awesome to know, and I'll put a link below if you wanna try Viome out for yourself. Time to finish this up. All right, it's already been a long day, but it is about 2 o'clock and it's time for me to eat lunch. This is my lunch today. I'm cheating, I'm not making anything, because yesterday I took my friend Brittany to the airport in Atlanta, and while I was there, I was like, I'm going to Tassili's Raw. If you've been to Atlanta and you've been to Tassili's Raw, comment below so everyone else knows how banging Tassili's Raw kitchen is. They make these ginormous kale wraps filled with all these delightful veggies and flavors. They also sell like the smaller wraps in the fridge that you can buy and just take home. So I put like 3 of these in my bag yesterday to bring home to have for later. This is called the Punani wrap. In my opinion, it's the #1 wrap at Tassili's Raw. It is kale, nutritional yeast, olive oil, purple onions, couscous, corn, sun-dried tomatoes, Roman tomatoes, coconut milk, coconut flakes, agave, raisins, goji berries, scallions, chili pepper, avocado, vegan bacon, cayenne pepper, Himalayan salt, and whole wheat spinach tortilla. I know that sounds really ridiculous, but y'all, it's so good. I'm gonna post a picture of what they usually look like on the inside. They're so good. Ooh! So anyway, this is my lunch. I'm gonna devour this right now. Now tell me that does not look divine. So much flavor. This looks like Christmas. It's just so good. Oh, I see my supplement bottles over there, and I just remember that I forgot to tell you all that I took my supplements before I ate my breakfast, and the supplements I took were my probiotic. Now I feel like this video is gonna be so long, but I just always wanna tell you all the most information I possibly can. Probiotics do need food like fats to safely travel down into the intestinal tract, because it's not that they're needed so much in the gut as much as they're needed in the intestinal tract. So if you have a probiotic that's cheap and is not formulated correctly or not in the right encasement, then it will dissolve into the gut and be killed by your acid, by your bile, your stomach acid. All that beneficial bacteria was a complete waste of money. That's why I really love the Organic Olivia probiotic, because it's the only one I've used that I can tell a difference physically, and it is formulated to last all the way to your intestinal tract. Even if you don't eat it properly with fatty food like you're supposed to, the encasement that the capsule is made out of is meant to withstand your stomach bile and sort of start to break down at the end of the digestion process. So that is really awesome. I took my probiotic, I took my parasite cleanse, because I am doing her ParaPro parasite cleanse right now. I just started doing it last week, and that's just because I'm still experiencing a few pimples left over from that crazy acne breakout I had a couple months ago. So I've been doing everything I can to cleanse it out, just keep my bowels moving properly, and just keep doing these cleanses that are helping my body rebalance bacteria and just rebalance everything. And so the Parasite Cleanse and the Elevata Triphala Cleanse are 2 different cleanses I'm taking right now, because they're both very safe cleanses, but they are both very different cleanses. So I'm taking them together to really get all the toxins out of my body. And lastly, I take zinc right before. Zinc is also something that I've been taking to help improve my skin, but many people, actually like 80% of the population, is deficient in zinc. I'll put the benefits up here in case you're looking into having zinc, and my supplement video is coming up right after this one. All right, lunch. Too good. Absolutely divine. Eating at Tassili's Raw is one way that I can get a lot of kale in a small meal, because when I watch them make these wraps, they squeeze so much kale into the wrap, and it makes me really take notes on eating kale at home, because kale is so good at Tassili's Raw because they marinate it, and they probably marinate it overnight. They massage it to make it soft, and then they, sorry, text messages. They massage it to make it soft and then add all this flavoring. Oh my God, best kale ever, best wrap ever. And this was not a commercial for Tassili's Raw, but if you're in Atlanta or in the nearby area, you should go there. My baby just got home. Who's that? Let's get him. Go get him. Hey, Mama. Hey, baby. And dinner is served. I kept it really simple for dinner because I've had a complex breakfast and lunch today. And I will be having some quinoa. Well, we will be having quinoa, broccoli, and black beans. It looks simple, but I promise y'all it's got some flavor on it. Yep, time to dig in. Yeah. All right, it's almost 10 p.m. now. We have just been finishing up on work and relaxing, and I'm going to make my evening drink. My most favorite evening drink, you all have seen it in many videos, is the Four Sigmatic hot cacao with reishi, because it gets us in the zone to go to sleep. The reishi mushrooms are specifically wonderful for calming and relaxing of the body, and it's wonderful before bed. I also take my magnesium supplement in the evening, which I will link below, but it is about time for me to have some indulgence and some immunity restoration, because I am feeling like my voice has been a little deep lately. Like, I don't know if it's allergies or maybe it's just entertaining friends this weekend, but I'm like, I'm gonna make sure that I drink a lot of Four Sigmatic drinks this week to make sure that I'm getting that healthy dose of the medicinal mushrooms, because y'all, they work wonders on the immune system. If you're having any issues with getting sick a lot, go to the website. I have your 15% off link below and look around. The website is really easy to navigate. You just can go on there, and if you have any specific desire, like let's say it's productivity, you just type it in the search bar and it'll show you the drinks that have the medicinal mushrooms in it that will help you with that. So they have a lot of different mushroom coffees with all these different medicinal mushrooms added. There's different ones. They have adaptogen blends if you need to get yourself balanced. If you want to chill out or relax, they have blends that will help you with that. They even have skin products on there made with the medicinal mushrooms. So if you're interested in that, go, because now is your chance. Y'all know I love my Four Sigmatic, and now's your chance to get a discount using that link below. And make sure you let me know how you like it. Comment below if you ever tried the drinks, because I know many of you have let me know that you've ordered because of me, and I just want to know if you liked it. Did you enjoy it? I love it. All right, beautiful beings, I'm gonna enjoy this sweet cinnamon delight in peace. And before I go to bed, I'm gonna take my organic Olivia supplements. I'll tell you all about those in the next video, which will be the supplement video, finally. But for today, thank you for watching. Four Sigmatic, thank you for sponsoring this video. Seriously, take a look at that discount code, y'all. You won't regret it. They've got some wonderful stuff over on the website. That's about it. I hope that you will hit that like button down there, because that helps the video move on up in the YouTube world. And I hope that you will also subscribe, because it helps my channel do better. It's like saying thank you for making a good video. I mean, you watched it all the way to the end, might as well hit subscribe. You get notifications and emails for all sorts of other random things. Might as well get a little ding on your phone for me. It's really such a quick process. You just hit the button, and then while you're down there, while your mouse is already there, you have no extra effort. You just go ahead and hit the bell next to it, and that will help you get notifications. And then when you get notifications, it's like every single time we upload a video, you just get a little ding. Or when you come to YouTube, it's just like the first video that pops up, like, yes, if YouTube isn't trying to pull something sneaky on me, because I've heard they've been pulling sneaky stuff on me. But if not, just hit the subscribe button, you know? And if not, if you don't want to subscribe, it's all right, I guess, you know, I'll just keep making these videos and you'll just keep searching my name and you'll watch them then. But you're just a lurker in the shadows. And just know that here at Earth Mama Medicine, we make ourselves known. We support, we show love. All right, I'm being extra, bye y'all.